This flip was supposed to make me $150,000, but it's turning into a liability. Between this project, my other two flips, and that 7-unit property that's draining all the money I have, I had to make a decision, and it's not the one I wanted to make. I'm selling this 3-family flip before it's even finished. And it's not because I don't believe in the deal or because I bought it incorrectly. It's just about timing and being liquid and trying to float my other projects. Because even if the numbers look good, timing can still kill you. Let me break down exactly what went wrong, how I'm cutting my losses, and how I'll be able to still make a little bit of money on this flip without having to finish it. So I bought this flip thinking it was going to be a quick flip. I had someone that I was working with locally. They were part of my school, and they found this lead. And what I like to offer people is, like, if you find a lead, I'll do the walkthrough, I'll negotiate the deal, and then I'll close it and I'll pay you. So this guy, he found the property, he introduced me to the seller, he set the appointment, and I got it under contract for $230,000. We did the walkthrough, we got the ARV, we got the repair, and I was potentially gonna make $150,000. The ARV was 500 grand. The repairs were right over $100,000. And then after fees, holding costs, unexpected things, I said I would make at least 100 to 150 grand, depending on, you know, things that pop up that I wasn't expecting, which they always do. So I keep a contingency just in case. So I negotiated the deal with the seller. We got it under contract. We closed the deal. And then the guy that introduced me to the seller, he got paid $5,000. So I was in it for $235. After hard money fees, that's another 10 grand. So I was all in for $245. Now, so 1 unit was condemned. So I started there so they could release that. I went to the city and they just wanted the gas lines to be working. So I had an HVAC company redo all the gas lines, do all the HVAC, and then they were going to release the unit from being condemned. Once we did the inspection, the inspector said that the chimney also needs to get done in order for them to clear the gas and the HVAC. Once that happened, I got the chimney done, which cost about $6,000. And then the city came back and they said, all right, they have to check the electrical. So now I'm waiting on my electrical contractor to do a walkthrough with Eversource, which is the utility company, and then with the city so they can make sure that's fine. And then hopefully they can remove the property from being condemned. So that's what I'm working on now. And so far, after holding costs, the HVAC, electrical, repairs that we already started, I'm into this property for $300,000 after everything. It's worth $500,000. And I still need to redo the first unit, the second unit, and the third unit. But the major things are done. I have quotes for everything and I could finish the project. But my problem is I have too much going on. So I figured this one would remove a lot of stress. I could possibly make some money on this flip. So I might just move forward and sell it. And then on top of that, I have 2 other flips that those are actually moving pretty good. And soon enough, I'll be liquid. But then this is a decision I need to make to liquidate this 3-family in order for me to just, you know, be stress-free and not have so much things going on. Because that's what I learned. I bit off more than I could chew with all these projects, and I need to stabilize and I need to be stress-free in order for me to keep pushing forward. And then once I sell this property, then I could focus on finishing those 2 flips, and then I could put all my attention on the 7 unit and have that stabilized. So this is a decision that I have to make that I really didn't want to make. What's the most annoying about that 3-family is I had a buyer at $270 and I had it locked up at $230. So potentially I could have made $40,000 just selling the contract. But because I seen the spread there on the flip, I figured that would be the better move. But sometimes it's all about timing. So, you know, it wasn't the smartest thing to get into that 3-family flip while I just bought the 7 unit, and then I went ahead and I bought 2 other flips. Luckily, the other 2 flips are easy and those will be done pretty soon. But once again, timing is everything when it comes to real estate. Plus, we're getting into the colder months, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and typically the real estate market tends to slow down. So I want to get both of those projects done before Thanksgiving, actually before Halloween, so that way they could be on the market. I could sell them, sell all these projects, and then finally be stress-free. So the lesson in this is sometimes you need to pivot. And the thing is, this is actually a strategy I do. I buy properties, I make them sellable, and I put them back on the market and I sell the property. And when I say sellable, I do the repairs that most homeowners don't want to do because they're too big, and then I put them back on the market. So this is called wholetailing. I buy a property, I do small renovations, I fix little things, and then I sell to another investor, or I sell to a homeowner depending on like what type of work it actually needs. So the strategy is called wholetailing. I got a video of one I did recently. So that's the thing. When I buy these properties, I have multiple exit strategies, so I never get stuck. I could flip the property, I could wholetail the property, or I could burr the property, but I should always have multiple exit strategies because I don't want to get stuck. You never know what could happen in the economy. You never know how the real estate market could shift. So I always have to have options. That way I don't get screwed. So my advice or the lesson in this is whenever you buy a property, always have multiple exit strategies. That way, if you're like in a position like me where you need to sell the property, you still have enough equity where you could sell to another investor, make some money, and then move on to your next project. So this is what real estate is. It's not all about closing deals. And that's why I like to share this part too, because sometimes you need to pivot. And luckily for me, I bought the property cheap enough where I could still pivot. I could sell it, make some money, and then sell my 2 flips, be liquid, focus on the 7 unit, stabilize that, and then go look for my next deal. This is just me documenting the whole process and everything I'm doing. Because what I'm doing is I'm building in real time with people actually watching and you know, criticizing or giving me advice. But at the end of the day, you have to take action, and that's what I'm doing. And sometimes you have to pivot. And a lot of people don't get into real estate because they don't want to deal with these issues. Now, I know I complain a lot about being stressed out and all these other things, but at the end of the day, this is what I signed up for. This is what real estate actually looks like. It's not all about closings and cashing checks. Sometimes it's pivots, sometimes it's sacrifices, and sometimes it's just patience and going on to the next deal. I'm currently wholesaling a couple $1 million buildings, so my cash situation is going to be a lot better. Once I sell these other properties, it's going to free up a lot of capital. That way I can move forward and get things done. If you ever had to make a tough call to keep moving forward, leave a comment. And if you're new here, subscribe. I'm showing both the wins and the setbacks. That way you can learn from both. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.